Okay, perfect. Okay, we were just chatting earlier, and I'm excited. Today's March 2nd. I think spring has sprung. I was gonna say slung. Spring has sprung. We will be flinging our way into spring. Who all feels like spring's gonna be a great season? Jacqueline? Just Jacqueline? Chad? Katie? Erica? Everybody, right? Everybody? Remember, it was all about mindset. So the power of positive thinking, the law of attraction. Oh, one real quick. This is a side note, and it's going to extend my already over time training length. But real quick, this is what brought it up to me. This idea was brought up to me when I was talking about power of positive thinking. There's different layers of your brain. There's a conscious and there's subconscious. This is a great TED Talk, YouTube. I've been doing more research on it. And the crazy thing about our brains is it doesn't know who to listen to. So it listens to everybody. So consciously, we can all be having a conversation. I'm doing great. Everything's going well. And then subconsciously, we can be like, oh, I suck. Today's not going to be a great day. No one likes me. I don't have any friends, blah, 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 right? And your mind doesn't know what to listen to. So I just want to kind of just say real quickly, be careful what your subconscious is telling yourself, okay? Obviously be careful with your conscious too and what you're telling everyone else because, you know, attitude is contagious, but just be mindful of your subconscious. And I've been watching and researching this for the last few weeks and it just really makes sense and it's actually been really helpful. Other than that, welcome to Q1 Coaching. This is all about the client compound strategy. I'm going to go into why we're going to talk about client compound strategy in a little bit. I do have a couple of quotes I wanted to share with you guys. Compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays for it. Albert Einstein. This one's about relationships. You can make more friends in 2 months by becoming interested in other people than you can in 2 years by trying to get other people interested in you. So we're definitely going to be talking about relationships. You know, real estate is a relationship business. I love this. If your ship doesn't come in, swim out to meet it, right? What can our ship be? Buyers, sellers. If buyers and sellers don't come to us, it's not like we're sticks in the mud and we can only be one place at one time. We got to go swim out. And luckily, we're going to have to swim, might walk or drive or digitally connect it with people. We got to go to them, okay? So we're not stagnant. Paying attention to simple little things that most men neglect makes a few men rich. I want to read that one more time. Paying attention to simple little things that most men, I shouldn't say men, I should say most people neglect makes a few people rich. And think about the simple little things that people do or don't do that can or cannot make them rich. So the simple things is checking in, making phone calls, promoting, being in the moment, things like that. A lot of people, we have our licenses, we show up to open houses, we go to training, but we're still not doing the simple things like reaching, touching, things like that. So think about the simple things that you can do, but also think about how you can do them consistently. Speaking of which, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act, but a habit. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act, but a habit. It's all about habits, right? We all have habits in life. Sometimes these habits are good habits, you know, working out, eating healthy, seeing your friends, talking to your mom, your dad, relationships. But then also we do have bad habits. Some habits are really, really bad. Drugs, alcohol, gambling, other types of addictions. But some habits we don't even know are bad habits because we just do them. You know, whether it's spending too much time in front of a TV watching football games or spending too much time on the internet reading, you know, aimless, thoughtless things. So think about the habits that you have. And life, business, being a successful real estate agent, what you're finding is it's all about your habits, it's all about your attitude, and it's all about your skills. Okay? Failure defeats losers. Failure inspires winners. I would not be here if I would have ran home and cried to my mom every time I fail. Sometimes I fail repeatedly, whether it's playing ping pong versus a 13-year-old, or whether it's, you know, not doing so great talking to one of you as agents and helping you guys out with a problem. But if I were to just run home and not come back, I wouldn't be here. So failures can happen. It's inevitable. Some of the most successful athletes get paid millions of dollars for batting 30%, for making 50% of their field goal attempts, right? And I'm not sure who this last two quotes are, but I want to make sure I put them in here. Most businesses fail because of a lack of ideas, right? Anything can be solved with innovation, with ideas, especially, definitely in addition to execution. But if you have a problem in your business and you feel like your business is failing, guess who has, I don't want to say the most, but I got a lot of ideas that help you through anything that you've got on your plate. Me, okay? And then this is the last one. I heard this last week at R4. Adam Cantos, the Remax CEO, said this, so I thought I'd just remind everyone, right? We all know this quote. If it was easy, everyone else would be doing it, right? If it was easy, everyone else would quit their job and get the real estate license. If it was easy, everyone else would be able to support their family and make millions, thousands, in millions of volume, thousands in income by being in real estate. This is not easy. Real estate is simple. It is simple based off of systems and habits and attitudes and skills. It's not easy. The daily grind, the long hours, the clients that can be challenging, right? So if it was easy, everyone would do it. So I really just wanted to pep you up. Did that help? I pump myself up sometimes. Chad, you guys good? Cedar Rapids, good? Awesome. So I wanted to give you some March projects. These are some things that I would love to see you all work on. These are some things that I've been, as I coach other agents throughout our offices, that I've been helping with. This is also something that, this is a book that I read, The 5 Languages of Love, and then it was also brought up last week at our R4 convention in Vegas, and it was like an aha moment. The 5 languages of love is how we communicate to our loved ones, our children, our spouses, our family members, our friends. But just as much as I love you all as agents, I'm only assuming you all love your clients, right? And so think about how you can create an awesome second to none marketing plan based off of gifts. What can you gift to your clients to show them that you love them? Is it a client appreciation giveaway? Is it a thinking of you gift card to Starbucks? Is it an awesome client appreciation gift, a home anniversary gift? Is it a Michelle Polder koozie? Is it an Erica Scoville baby onesie? So think about that. Quality time. Time is one of the, I should say one of, time is the most important asset we all have. Once we spend it, we don't give it back. So when you choose to give time to your clients, whether it's coffee, inviting them over to your house for dinner, taking them out to lunch, making that phone call, you've given them a gift of time that most people that we want to associate with, they're going to appreciate that. Ooh, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate that. That works with clients too. Clients just want time. If they need help finding a house, other than just showing them the houses that you're going to be looking at, set that time up, give them that time to educate them, talk them through the process. Same thing with the sellers. We wine and dine them and roll out the red carpet. Next thing you know, we get the listing, and then we go silent. No time for follow-up. We're too busy. No time to do that extra marketing. No time to get that feedback. No time to follow up with them, to talk about pricing and other marketing strategies. Okay. One of the languages of love is physical touch, and not all clients want physical touch, by the way. Not all agents want physical touch from each other too. Right? You got to know your bubbles. But anyways, so what can we do to touch? We can digital touch, right? Not a weird way. Digital touch is a text message. Check in. How are you doing? How are you feeling? Sorry to hear about your loss of your dog. Sorry to hear about this. Congratulations on that. So think about different ways that you can show the language of love with touching. Acts of service. I talk to agents all the time that are going above and beyond with some awesome acts of service. I was talking to one of our agents, I'll name him, his name's Garrett Chevrolet, and he has a farm that he's got listed, and guess what? He can't get appropriate financing. I didn't find out all the details. I just started talking about what he did. And what he did is he borrowed a backhoe from one of his buddies and tore down the house, and they burned it. And guess what? Now it qualifies for the financing, which I'm not sure all the details, like I said. But that's an act of service, right? I've talked to agents that help sellers move. I've talked to agents that have helped buyers do things to get the house qualified for FHA financing. So think about the acts of service that can show your clients that you love them. And then words of affirmation. I think that's one of the things I'm really known for, right? Is being everyone's cheerleader. And your clients, your family members, they need those affirmations. Just because you're pretty doesn't mean you know you're pretty. Just because you're cool doesn't know you don't know that you're cool, right? I love hearing affirmations. You're so handsome today. My wife says that, I'm like cloud 10. So think about how you can incorporate those 5 love languages in your client marketing, and I do promise that is going to take things to the next level. That make sense? Sound good? All right, some more March projects for you. Track your year-to-date lead generation. We got to know our numbers. We got to know our ROI. We got to know if we're tracking. I've said this repeatedly in a lot of the coaching. You know, if we focus on purely closings, oh, I have a great month coming up. I've got 2 closings, 1 closing, 10 closing, 100 closing. That's awesome, right? But it's what happens as soon as those closings are done? A lot of times agents hit a valley. You know, they've peaked with all these closings, but they hit a valley because they are focused on that as a lag indicator. What you need to focus on is the lead indicators. So what I really want you guys to do, you know, we're going to be in the 3rd month of the 1st quarter. So figure out how many leads you're getting from your SOI contacts. Figure out how many leads you're getting from social media, open houses, direct mail. And what I tell our agents a lot is, you know, we need to have like 4 to 5 appointments per sale. So work backwards. If you want to have, you know, 2 to 3 closings a month, let's take 3 for example, you need to have, you know, 12 to 15 appointments every week, right? So figure those numbers out to make sure that your pipeline is good. Also, I want you guys to focus on setting March goals for your transactions, for your volume, for your commission, for your buyers and sellers, and then review of where your transactions came from. Is it coming from online leads? Is it coming from your SOI? Is it coming from open houses? Is it coming from a direct mail piece? And so by setting those goals, back to the power of positive thinking, you know, you write it on your, a broken record because I tell this to all agents every single day, you know, write it on your bathroom mirror, put it on your screensaver on your phone or your computer. Mine, when I was actively selling, was 444. Every month I wanted 4 new buyers, 4 new sellers, 4 new pending written offers. And if that sounds overwhelming, I would tell myself, ooh, you have 4 weeks in a month. You have 7 days a week, 8 hours a week, Monday through Friday, if not 10. I love working. I don't know, for some reason I love to work. I'd work 10 hours a day. And then weekends, throw in 2 to 3 hours. You know, work while they're not working. Okay. Another March project is a marketing audit. And I know we're all busy. I know that's the common theme, the common excuse I hear. But do things one at a time. But when it comes to marketing audits, you know, how's your website looking? And if you need help, guess what? We've got lots of classes on that, right, Michelle? Yeah. That give CE credits, which is crazy. Social media page. How is your social media page looking? Have you checked on it lately? Is your profile picture up to date? Is your cover photo something relevant for like March or St. Patty's Day, or do you still got Valentine's or Christmas on your cover photo? Your online profiles, has that been updated? Has something happened? You got married, you have kids, got divorced. Hopefully no one in this room's got divorced. You know, that joke. Collateral, check your collateral. Is it updated with the new logos? Is it updated with, you know, the colors that you want? Review your posts, you know. What have you posted lately? And you know what? The cool thing about business pages, or any posts for that matter, is like we can tell right away if a post has legs or not. And if you get very, very little impressions, or if you get very, very little likes or interactions or comments or direct messages from the things that you're posting, or you're paying a third party to do that, that's a waste of your time and it's a waste of your money. So what you could do on the flip side is do some research or come to some more of our training, all the lead generation ideas I've given you, and find what does work. You know, I know, like on my personal page, if I put a picture of myself bragging about myself, how awesome I am, it's like crickets. Like no one likes it, right? If I put a picture of my 4 kids, like in a matter of like 13 minutes, I got like 26 likes, right? So we'll talk more about that. So I'm gonna give you guys a lot to do. And a lot of this is not for the faint of heart. A lot of this is not for, your average or below average agents. And none of us in this company or in this room, that's not why you're here, right? And so what we're gonna talk about, one more project, organize your office in your home. Start with a clean slate. I will tell you, that's the one thing you do from a productivity standpoint per day, per week. I love like my desk to be nice and clean, organized, and wiped off, and everything color coded and in their places. And it just helps me. In the night, if that's all the time and energy I have, that's what I do. First thing in the morning, that's what I do. Okay, so do that. But next, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the client compound strategy. Let me take a drink. It's just cool that you guys can see them. You guys can see their facial reactions. Hey, don't look too bored. Steve, kick him in the shins if anyone falls asleep. Other than Peg, don't kick Peg in the shins. She'll kick you back. All right, so why client compound? I'm so glad that's what played instead of something else.
I don't watch that stuff.
Hey, you guys got to know I love
I don't
this.
watch that stuff anymore.
That's not where I was going. That's inappropriate. Edit that part out.
Yeah.
Not on this device. TMI, sorry. There's really something wrong with it. There's
T-Bear, Michelle, I'm sorry. This is what you
reel
guys
me in,
inherited.
reel me in.
Anyways, client compound. Who has been in one of my client compound classes before? I don't know if I remember. Oh, this is awesome. This stuff is worth the price of admission. So, no, I'm sorry, I'm being boastful. No one would like that if I put that on my Facebook page, would it? Okay, so this is what I have been witnessing and experiencing over 14 years of real estate sales. We all get a buyer, a ready, willing, and able buyer. And we're like, awesome, let's go look at houses. Guess what, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer? There's 4,000 listings on the market right now. And guess what? One of these homes is gonna be your homes. And I'm gonna do a process of elimination. I'm gonna set up criteria. And of those 4,000, there's gonna be 2 or 4 or 12 or 24 that we can go look at, right? So awesome. And then you show them all these houses. And then you do a second showing on maybe the top 3. And then you write an offer and then you negotiate. And guess what? It got accepted, and you take them through that whole process. And next thing you know, you got a sale. One sale for one buyer, right? That's awesome. That's what everyone does, right? But what I was seeing that a lot of agents didn't do was try to leverage that one ready, willing, and able buyer and create more opportunities. Look outside of just that search. Think outside that box. How many people in this room have at least one ready, willing, able buyer right now? Keep your hands up, please. How many people in this room have at least 2 ready? And it's okay. Tracy's not going to raise her hand because her role is not as an agent, right? Primarily, predominantly. 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll keep going. 7, something like that. Okay. So, and that's awesome. And what we're doing is we don't need to have, everyone thinks, oh, let's buy leads, let's get leads. And that's okay. That's part of your business model. Keep doing that, right? But all I'm telling you guys is have a system based off of this handout that I'm going to go over, because my goal, my inspiration, my motivation is trying to get you guys to think outside the box, add some quick additional systems, checklist items to think positive, turn that one ready, willing, and able buyer or that one ready and willing seller into more deals, right? And that's what we're going to talk about. Wouldn't that be cool if, if we've done business as usual over the last couple of years and you did 24 deals, 36 deals, 12 deals, but wouldn't it be cool just to try to 1.5x your leads? I love it, okay? One of my favorite words in business is leverage. Our economy, our country was built off of the word leverage. Do more with less. Build and compound. Okay, so for buyers, goal is to find a seller with this client compound strategy and double your commission opportunity. Create the seller as a listing and or a buyer plus the future referrals of that seller. Okay, so what I would do, there's a few different ways you can do the client compound strategy for your buyers. You can send out a message to your sphere of influence. Hi, I hope all is well. The reason I'm reaching out is I need your help. I have some clients that are looking for a home within the Waukee School District. They're looking to be under $285,000. They're looking for a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, finished basement. We've looked at everything on the market, and if you or anyone that you know, friend, family member, coworker, neighbor, someone from church is thinking about selling, we'd love to make that introduction. Has anyone tried that before? Anyone have a success story that works so you guys can back my training up?
I just started it this year, but I've gotten, doing that on Facebook, I've gotten quite a bit of responses.
Yeah.
Actually, you gave me the idea.
Oh, I did?
Yeah.
Awesome. I was on a one-on-one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I remember that. Mike?
A twist on it. I've got a listing that's coming up just a few blocks from here. Anybody interested? It'll be about $144,000. And I contacted all of my clients who are in that, past clients who have been in it, all my people who have been in that, all of those people said, hey, I got one coming up. These don't last long. This one won't last long, but I just should give it to somebody that we know in common. If you got somebody, let me know.
Booyah.
I think at least 10 people.
Booyah. This is exactly what we're talking about. How much money did that cost you to do that?
Nothing.
Boom. How much money did it cost you to do that?
I have stamps.
Stamps. Yeah. Well, we'll talk more about that. But this one is purely, not purely, the first idea is to your sphere of influence, right? Text message, phone call, emails don't cost us anything, just cost us some time.
Video.
So what's that?
Video.
A video, absolutely. We're gonna talk more about video here in a little bit too.
So it's like on our contact management system with the Feeney, they have a video option these days.
Oh, cool. I didn't know that. That's awesome. And so it's another touch. So we've been preaching sphere of influence, working by referral, building your database. We've been preaching touching your sphere of influence 2 to 3 times a month with items of value by making sure that they know top of mind that they can and should be referring people to you, right? And so it's another touch, whether you put it as part of your newsletter, but also you're showing value as a buyer. Maybe you're up against 2 other agents or even 1 other agent. And I know in this room, you guys are gonna have a high conversion rate, but the other agent says, guess what, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, right now, for what you're looking for in your price point in the area that you're wanting to live and raise your family, there's not a lot of inventory. There's not a lot of great houses. So I don't know, we might have to wait for that perfect house to pop up. Over here, we got the client compound agent, right? Guess what, Katie? I know you and Chase, what you guys are looking for is this type of house in the Southeast Polk School District. And guess what? Right now, the absorption rate is very low. It's like 2 months, right? So right now, it's a seller's market. There's multiple offers. There's highest and best offers. Things aren't going at a 1 to 3% listed sale ratio. They're going at 102, 104%. But guess what? What I do is I have a very vast network, not just myself, but with my office and within my real estate community. So what I'm going to do is, if it's okay with you, Katie, and your cute little baby, and your okay cute husband Chase, I'm going to take and your dogs.
Yes.
I gotta meet Katie's dogs the other night. Long story. We'll talk about that later. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take a picture of your family, and I'm gonna use this on my social media page. I'm gonna use this on all the other things that we're gonna talk about a little bit later, and we're gonna try to find you a needle in the haystack. So if you as a buyer had options of someone saying, "Oh, we hope we find something," never know, maybe the next listing's gonna pop up, but you know, maybe you can go month to month on your lease. Versus, these are the things that we're gonna do to help you find your house. Who are you gonna pick? I think we all know, right? So, and then we can do appreciation drawings for referrals too. We'll talk more about that, about how we can do that here in a little bit. Social media, so that was your sphere of influence. So we all have CRMs, right? Or hopefully we're all using the Google platform, and we have our groups and our contacts in a SOI. That's free, cheap, and easy. But on your social media page, post on your business page and on your personal page what your buyers are looking for. That's what Michael was giving us an example of earlier. Him and I talked about. Boost it as a bonus. How cool would that be, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer? I will boost this post, and I'm going to spend some money, and my goal is to get you at least 500, 1,000, 2,000 impressions on new eyes that are going to know exactly what you're looking for. So I said use client's picture, use their profile. If they don't want to use their picture, that's fine. But story sell it. You could easily say, and this is what most agents do, and there's nothing wrong with it because at least we're trying something. But story sell in the fact that I would say this is what this family's looking for. They're looking for a picturesque house with lots of trees in the backyard. They want a room for the playground for their 3 kids. They just moved here from Colorado. They're ready to become Iowans, and we would love to help them find a perfect home. Versus looking for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath in Waukee schools. That's fine. Don't get me wrong. But the next thing you know, that emotional heart pull that you provided in something that's really story selling, I think is going to really get you a lot more traction. You can definitely be vague and cast a wider net, so you don't have to be super specific. If you know they want to be in a certain school district, sure, you can put that, but just to cast a wider net to get more potential leads, I may just say looking in Ankeny or looking on the east part of the metro and see what you find, right? Because you never know. Sometimes buyers, they look high and low for that perfect house, but unfortunately we all know perfect doesn't always exist, right? So as long as I've always been told, and I always coach, as long as we can give them at least 80% of what they're looking for, that's pretty darn good. Next up is GeoFarm, and this will cost you money. It's going to cost you, if we have creative concepts too, it's going to cost like $1 and change per card, or there's other service providers too, or you can do it yourself, have a template ready to go, but focus on the area, the features, the needs, and the wants that your buyers have. That $230,000 price point is really, really hot right now too, just so you know. So that's one thing that I always suggest if you're looking to farm something, farm the average MLS price point. Does that make sense, Cedar Rapids? But what I would do here, guys, is I would say something like the call to action, or not the call, the intro would be, help have a super awesome family looking to move to your neighborhood. These are the things that they're looking for. Call to action is if you or anyone you know in the neighborhood is thinking about selling, please email, call, or go visit my website. I've been talking to a lot of agents about putting phone numbers out, and I'm okay with that. You got to remember, there's a lot of creepy people anymore. And then also with phone calls, there's sometimes, you're getting a call and you're in a meeting, you're tied up, and it's just the extra time and energy, effort. So sometimes a website or email, sometimes that's the best way to manage your leads, depending on how busy you are. Okay, so another way to, now, okay, so I think, Michael, you raised your hand on GeoFarm. Anyone GeoFarm? Something similar to this? Awesome. Katie and Jacqueline. And with good success, some success? Yeah?
Well, it was just sold postcard, but similar.
Yeah.
Thing, but yeah.
Awesome. Love hearing that. This is also a golden idea, I feel. Again, I'm being boastful because I'm excited about what I'm telling you guys. Expired and for sale by owners, right? Those individuals at one point raised their hand and told an agent that they want to sell, or for sale by owners told the market that they want to sell. And if we are just looking on the MLS to find that house for that buyer, we're missing out on a potential new relationship that we could have with the for sale by owner. That for sale by owner right now, they may, and I'm finding that a good chunk of them are willing to pay a buyer's commission, right? Because all we need first and foremost is to get them to agree to pay 3%. Or if we've done a really awesome job with our buyers and we've had them come into the office and we've done this buyer presentation and we've talked about agency and we've talked about how commission works, and we tell them that Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, normally commission is included in the list price, but there are chances that it's not. And what's going to happen in that situation is I do work by commission. That's how I support my business and I support my family. So there are times where we will need to add commission into the price. So I just want to put that out there. And if you're comfortable with that, that's the way I do my business. And if they're not comfortable with it, guess what? On to the next one, because they find the super sweet deal for sale by owner at $265. You call the seller, you say, hey, this is Trisha Evans with Remax Concepts Waukee office. I have some buyers that are super interested in looking at your house. Would you be willing to work with me as a buyer's agent? Nope. Okay, thank you. sorry, Mr. or Mrs. Buyer, you can go look at it without me. I hope you don't buy it because I've already shown you 100 houses and spent a lot of time and energy away from my family. But if you like it, good luck. No, we got to have that conversation up front, right? Straight up conversation when you're talking about all these endless nights and weekends that we're spending time showing these houses. So with the for sale by owner strategy, though, back to that, this is what I would do. So first and foremost, we have a legit buyer, or the office has buyers, or Central Iowa, you see what they're saying, right? Because there's, getting half the commission is half the battle, the 3%, or whatever you're willing to accept, or what you'd ask for. Sometimes it's 3.5%, and then from there, I would always preview the house myself. I would take the buyers there, especially if you have the time and energy. I would go there, develop rapport. Be careful what you say from an agency standpoint, but let them talk. A lot of times sellers are very, very willing to, talk about these features and why they're moving, what's motivating them, and blah, blah, blah. I didn't ask you that question. You told me. I'm just here to listen, right? But the benefit of previewing the house one-on-one is we're building a relationship. That future relationship, you never know when that's going to come into play. One client, the life value of that one client for each and every one of us is 117 grand, right? Because on average, buyers are moving 5 to 7 times. On average, we're hoping, I'm sorry, not 5 to 7 times, but every 5 to 7 years. And then we're hoping that, your A's, your B's are going to give you at least 1 or 2 referrals a year, right? So 117, every person that you meet can equal $117,000 if we nurture and cultivate that relationship to the best, right? And so on the keep going on that for sale by owner. So let's say, awesome, yeah, our buyers love the house, we negotiate the deal, they're going to pay us the buyer's commission. Great. Guess what? We're not done there, right? Mr. or Mrs. Seller, where are you looking to move? Oh, you want to move to a newer house in the same school district? Do you have an agent that you're currently committed to? Oh, really? I would love to help you. It really just makes sense, right? If I can bring this buyer and help you with this transaction, I can easily help you with the buy side. And the best part about that is I'm involved on all sides of it. And so I can help time everything with the future seller. I can provide these values, I can provide these benefits, because that initial preview of the home, we're there to see if the house is a good house to show your buyers, so you're not wasting their time or yours. Because I can, by the time you take a buyer through a regular showing, it's like 3x, 4x the time that I can fly through a house and see if it's good or not for the client. So if you have that time, it's going to save a lot of time and energy for your buyer. But where was I going? I'm sorry, I got off on a tangent. But back to that for sale by owner, they're unrepresented on the buy side, right? They're already unrepresented on the sell side, but they may be unrepresented on the buy side. And so that first initial preview, when it's just you and them, mano a mano, we're going to be building rapport. We're going to be offering items of value. Mr. and Mrs. Seller, did you know when you sell this home with septic, we're going to have to do a time transfer? I have a contact. Mr. and Mrs. Seller, do you know that legally, based on this, the type of property you're selling, you need a seller's disclosure? Mr. and Mrs. Seller, you know what? I love the purple polka dots that you have in your master bedroom, but I think you should sell it. I actually have this handout or this video I've done, or the video that my company has provided, Remax Fit to Sell, that's going to help you stage your home. Value, value, value. 67% of for sale by owners end up listing anyway. So that's going to be more a part of the client compound strategy. All right. But back to the expireds too. So they've been willing to sell. They went off the market for whatever reason. Maybe it was price, maybe it was condition, maybe it was the agent, maybe it was a familial situation. But what does it hurt to get a list of expired listings and knock on their door? Or especially if it's concepts agents, please do it this way. You don't have to, but I would highly recommend it. You'll make a lot of friends this way. Calling up, hey, Steph, Anania, it's Umexe. This is actually before Steph was with Concepts. I saw you have this really cute modern home in Clive. It was I don't know if you guys know that area off of Summit. Can't remember, off the university. Are your sellers still thinking about selling? And next thing you know, maybe they are, maybe they're not. But if it's an agent outside of Concepts, or maybe it's an agent that doesn't even exist anymore, why not knock on that door and try to create that opportunity? Make sense? Bird dog, other agents listings with permission. I should have wrote that in. I don't know if I wrote with permission. So Ryan has a really cool listing that's coming up. I'm going to reach out to Ryan and say, hey, Ryan, that Johnson Green Meadows house, that single family that you just posted, do you mind if I share that on my Facebook page? Do you mind if I email that in my newsletter? Do you mind if I send a blast via text to some people that I know that may be looking for something like that? Again, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, right? So why not? Sneak peeks coming soon. Pocket listings. Be careful with pocket listings. Pocket listings is kind of like a dirty word anymore. So we can talk more about that. I don't really love talking about the ins and outs of pocket listings, so I'll refer you to Michelle or Lance.
And the clear cooperation
And
policy
clear,
that
yeah.
is now in.
The 24-hour policy, which we will talk about that more. Housewarming parties. Has anyone ever done any type of client compounding off of housewarming parties? Is it in your buyer timeline? Oh, Katie, you'd be like the queen
It
of.
would be a party, that's for sure.
Yeah, Katie, you'd be the queen of this. So one of the things that I know Ryan has this in his buyer's timeline. Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna take you from step A to Z. So part of step Z is I'm gonna help you throw a client or a housewarming party, and I'm gonna bring some snacks or some drinks or whatever. And guess who your clients, now that they moved into their brand new house and now that they are singing your praises, who are they gonna invite? They're gonna invite their parents, their brothers, their sisters, their cousins, their nieces, their friends, their new neighbors. And who's gonna be like kind of like the star of the party, other than the house and other than the clients, right? Oh my gosh, guys, I'm gonna make sure I introduce you to my agent, Mike Reagan. Mike helped us, we looked at 50 houses and he helped us negotiate. And this house had some crazy issues with the roof and the siding, and we didn't think we were gonna get it because we were really worried about financing, but Mike pulled it together. Or Michael did the walk away when we were doing negotiations. They counter offered us over list price and he said, WTF, go take a hike. But guess what? They came back and we got the house. This is who you guys should be working with when you guys go to buy or sell, right? Okay, more ideas. Check-ins for the last 12 months of buyers. Obviously asking for reviews. Man, these reviews are golden. If you guys aren't asking for reviews, and when should we ask for reviews? Some people should say time of closing. That doesn't really make sense because they're busy, they're nervous, they're frantically stressed out. Their computer or their modem is all packed away. So here we are wanting them to do a review when 50% of what they're going to review us on is not even near them, right? When should we ask for the review? When they're super happy. Just got the offer accepted, pretty happy, right? Just passed inspection, pretty happy, right? So I would always ask early and often until you get it, because those reviews, when you get it, we're going to be able to utilize that, not just on your website, not just on your Zillow and your Facebook profile, but you guys are going to be able to market it. And I know people say, oh, I don't want to brag about myself. I don't want to be boastful. But guess what? Hesitant salespeople have skinny kids. And if you're not tooting your own horn, who else is going to toot it for you? I know we got some super spouses, right, that say, look at Chad, he just got this awesome review. And everyone's going to poop, 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 poop. But we got to do that ourselves. We got to do that ourselves and do it in a very tasteful manner. We don't want to come off boastful because you'll get unfollowed and unfriended real fast. But just tell that story. I'm sorry. I just can't tell you how honored I am to be getting this review from Michelle Polder. She is someone that I respect, and I did everything I could to just take really good care of her, treat her and her needs and wants to the best of my abilities. And for her, someone that I really look up to give me this awesome review. Thank you so much. Tag her, right? And next thing you know, all of Michelle's 1 million friends on Facebook are going to see that. Okay. Then check in for the last 12 months of buyers and ask for referrals, guys. I mean, that's the thing too. We're not asking enough. You gotta ask, hey, do you know anybody that's thinking about buying or selling? Or checking in with them on your buyer compound, right? Past 12 months of closings, we've got 12 people, 24 people, 36 people, whether they're in the same area that you're looking or not. Hey, you know what, Trisha? I just wanted to check in, see how you and Jason are doing. Hope the house is well. You know, you're at your 11-month period on your home warranty. You do have the option to renew it. But hey, I just had a favor to ask you. I've got this buyer, super awesome couple, the first-time home buyers. And I know you know this and know that and know these people. But if you think about anyone that's thinking about selling, this is what my clients are looking for. And so would you, spread the word for me? What you gonna say, Trish?
Yes.
Yeah, heck yeah. A favor. People respond to favors. I have a favor. It's the law of reciprocation. Katie, would you please do me a favor? And it might be a small favor, but guess what? That will strengthen your relationship with each other. Okay? Story sell on social media. Another way to client compound. I've been kind of talking about this the whole time. 80-20. Who knows my 80? Not mine. Who knows the realtor 80-20 rule? Anybody? Trish?
I think 80% personal, 20% business.
You got it. Yeah. So post daily. I know it takes us 10 seconds to post something or 10 minutes. Oh, we don't have time to post. We don't have time to post. Have someone post for you and tag you. Not a third party. We're going to talk about third party, but 80% personal, 20% business. And so back to the client compound strategy. Got a seller, got a buyer, got an upcoming seller, someone else's seller, someone else's buyer. Put that on your social media page. So maybe it's one personal, two personal, one business, one personal, two personal, one business. That hits your 80-20 rule. And story sell on that. Story sell that first meeting. I'm so excited. I'm meeting with Tracy and Carrie. We're going to talk about what they're looking for. I'm so excited. I get to show Erica this super awesome acreage out in Runnels. Look what we get to do. I get to write an offer with Tyson and Maria today. And there's 5 pages of this legally binding contract. So I just really wanted to make sure that our I's are dotted and our T's are crossed. Cross our fingers, wish us luck. Right? Get the offer accepted. Michael, so excited. Little selfie, little video chat, little something. Say, look, this is the look of my face. Look, this is the look of my client's face when they just got their offer accepted. That's a story sell, right? People are going to love that. People are going to be so attracted to your marketing. You're at an inspection. Mr. Mike, Mayor Waukee, notices that they got a Federal Pacific panel in the basement, or he notices something that is odd or unique about the house. That's worth posting, right? Public service announcement to all my clients or all my friends and family members that have a home built in 2000 or earlier. Did you know that there's a chance that your gas line is not grounded? This could happen, or these things could happen because your gas line is not grounded. Heads up, everyone, just help my client that is buying this house in Country Club in Clyde buy this super cute house, but that radon came back at 6.0. Did you know that the EPA recommends that any home over 4 have a radon mitigation system? Do you need a contact for a radon inspection? If so, let me know. Or you can buy these kits. Or guess what? Because I love and care about all of you, I'm going to be giving away 5 free radon kits to the first people that like this comment. First 5 people that share this comment. To the first whatever. Another dream. I'm still in Vegas here. Story sell the final walkthrough. How exciting is that moment for our clients, right? They're picturing where their furniture is going to go. They're situating where their kids are going to go. Sometimes the kids are running around. Sometimes mom and dad is there. Everyone's making sure that this house is like perfect, especially with new construction too, right? And we don't story sell enough about that. I know I'm going to call you guys all out. I don't see enough of any of these things. People don't use us just because you're the only real estate agent in business. They use us because of our skills, our expertise, but also the way you made them feel, or the way you can potentially make them feel based on the way you made all your other clients feel. And they don't know that because we're keeping that secret, we're keeping that hidden. So you gotta put that out on social media. You got to, okay? Closing, that's a no-brainer. I think Ooh kind of invented that, like back in like when Facebook came out in 2008. Remember those, Ryan, when I was really talking about that? We had the closing table with the buyers and the loan officer. I'm like, hey, Michelle, would you mind taking a picture with me and my clients with the client appreciate or the closing gift, or maybe I've taken some candid pictures of them signing all their paperwork, or hey, would you mind snapping a picture of all of us, including the loan officer, handing the keys, or guess what? Get the closing agent in that too. And who do I tag? I tag the closing agent, I tag the loan officer, I tag the 2 buyers, definitely tag myself, right? How many people just saw that post on the intraweb? A crap load, right? I know I have 2,000 friends on Facebook. Now all 2,000 friends are gonna see my stuff. Some people probably have followed me by now, right? Because I did it so much. But guess what? I don't care. They're not gonna use me anyways. I don't give a F. I'm sorry. I don't care. I don't care. Those people don't deserve my business anyways, right? It's 100% of trust you don't take. Hesitant salespeople have skinny kids. By the way, my kids are very lean, decently fed. Housewarming. So excited about this. We're gonna go to another Polder sponsored housewarming party. I'm bringing the drinks and the dessert, and we're gonna have a bunch of fun. Oh my gosh, my clients are so awesome. We just stayed up all night playing beer pong. I mean, that's stuff, that's legendary, right? That's stuff what super agents do to market themselves. Closing gifts that, wow, make your clients say to their friends and family, does your agent do this, right? Does your agent give out Roombas at closing? Does your agent give an Alexa show at closing? Does your agent give a $100 cleaning gift certificate? Better yet, when that offer gets accepted and everyone's in love with you, why not send something, this is the next section, to their office? They work in a cubicle field of 100 people, and next thing you know, you got somebody, receptionist, FedEx guy, bringing in this super big bouquet of balloons and candy, and what's going on here? Who got engaged? Who got married? Whatever. No, I just bought a house. Oh, really? Everyone in that room bought a house. And guess what? Everyone in the room, their agent didn't do that. I bet, right? Have you guys ever seen that in the workplace? Ask your spouses. I worked at Principal for 4 or 5 years, and I only saw that once. And it was a guy by the name of Jason. I was like, what the heck is this? He had a bunch of candy, he had some popcorn, like microwave popcorn. He had all this, like a sweet little gift basket. I'm like, this is for my agent. I remember he bought a Triton townhome. This was back in 2003. So think about those things. Another client compound strategy that you guys can definitely be using is a buyer seminar to your or their sphere. Think about first-time buyers, investors, new construction mixers, things like that. So the benefit of that is we already know how to help first-time home buyers. We already know how to help clients build, right? But does our sphere really know that we specialize in those things? They know we are agents, that we generally practice real estate, right? But this could be the Erica system for first-time buyer success, and I really wanted to promote it. So if you or anyone you know is thinking about buying your first home, you want to make sure you guys, come to this event, please promote it. And if you share it, you forward it on, let me know, because I'm going to give out a drawing to the place that we're hosting it at. And that's something in Altoona, right? I don't know all the places in Altoona on top of my head. But, right?
Yeah.
I bet you like 5–10% of your sphere is going to share that. More eyeballs. Using other agents, buyers, we talked about that earlier too, to generate subtleties, of course with permission. But even if, like, I saw Ryan actually do this the other day. You did this, didn't you? Tell us what you did when you posted. There was something on Central Iowa, or maybe First to Know. Can't remember who it was. It was like someone was looking for a ranch in Johnson for up to $650, and then you
bought it and posted it.
Yeah. Did you get much? Tell us here. Tell us.
Well, I mean, I didn't ask.
See
So now I feel bad.
year?
So now I feel bad because I didn't ask, like you said. So I'll do that next time, because I have a tendency to take people's and borrow their stuff and just post it. And I got like 2 or 3 people saying, "I'll sell my house. I'll sell my house."
Ooh, yeah.
Mike Dunn has a buyer up to $775,000. So I was asking you earlier about that, right? So I'm going to go to Facebook and I'll go into the city of Johnston, because you're looking in Johnston.
Actually asked me this time. It's great.
Nice. And so like every town has a website, right? City of Johnston, City of Des Moines. So I'll go in there, and I've done that in Johnston just because I live there. And I get a lot of people like private message me, like not a lot, I'd say maybe 3 the last time I did it. And we're talking $700,000 homes. One was $1 million. I had a buyer up to $1 million. My cousin was $1 million. and post, hey, I'm looking for a buyer or seller in Johnson. We've exhausted all, you have to spell this out in real estate because we're not smart. Because you'll have tons of agents go, have you seen my listing on the MLS? You're like, yes, I have. So you have to say, I've exhausted all my efforts on the MLS and I've exhausted all my efforts on Zillow. Because I'm really looking for people that are make me move style.
Yeah.
Make me move. And they'll say, hey, let's consider selling my house. And it works. You know, it's just another way to get people to contact you, like draw them in. Instead of outbound calls, we're trying to get people to call us. So it works. And here's the thing, it may not put a deal together. More than likely it won't that second. But as salespeople, we have to follow up. If you don't follow up 7 times, at least, you're not going to get anything. So I keep following up. And then before I follow up, I always ask them, is it okay if I touch base in a few months? And once they say yes, they're mine. I mean, they told me I can.
Yeah. Awesome. I just realized, guys, I have 3 minutes left for 2 more pages. So I got story of my life, right, Michelle? Okay. Where are we at? Let me bring my glasses in. Old leads. Are you still in the market? Hot sheet for new listings. The hot sheets. Checking the hot sheets. That's like a standard that we as real estate agents should be doing. Check the hot sheets, right? It's on the left side of MLS. And then when you have those hot sheets, follow the old leads, especially if you don't know what they did. You know, did they buy something? Did they sell? Whatever. I mean, if you don't know what that lead did, you didn't do your job following through all the way, right? Do you know? And then also the old leads too is like, hey, you know, even though they didn't buy or they didn't qualify, there's still somebody that knows people, right? And so you can still ask them, hey, do you know anyone looking like a home like this? Haven't talked to you for a while. Okay. There's just so many opportunities when people say, oh, I'm so slow right now, I'm not busy. Guess what? We just gave you 5 pages of things that keep you super busy, right? Okay, that was just for buyers. Now for sellers, goal is to find buyers for your listing. So the cooperation thing is 24-hour rules, right, Michelle?
Yes.
So coming soon, sneak peek, try to do those. I don't say try, do those within 24 hours.
Those are 24. I thought it was 48 for coming soon. They changed that.
It's 24 now.
It just changed. This is like new.
February 1.
Is that still
Okay.
on the sign?
Thank you for sharing that.
That goes to putting the sign in the yard as well.
It goes for everything.
It has
It has
to
to
be
be ready, MLS ready.
Well,
within
what if you put the
24
house on the market on a Friday at 5 and the MLS doesn't open until Monday at 8?
Nights and weekends don't count.
Yeah, nice weekends,
Not nights and weekends and holidays.
weekends and holidays. Yeah.
Thank you for clarifying.
Yeah.
I kind of knew the answer to that question, but I wanted to make sure.
No, I really did not. I'll tell myself. But that's the thing
Nice.
too. Is like I know you guys work so hard to market to your sphere, to generate these listing appointments. We do these market analysis. We do the estimates of proceeds. We do our seller pre-qual listing checklist, all that stuff, and then you turn it all into your ACR, and your ACR puts it on the MLS. You put the sign in it. You put the lockbox on it, and you get a call from everyone in this room. I'm ready to show it. Awesome! I'm a superstar. But one thing you could have done before all that stuff happened, do a quick post, right? Take a couple good pictures or get the pictures from the photographer before it goes on the list. 24-hour rule. Say, guess what, everyone? See it before it actually goes live tomorrow.
That's hot right there.
You know, be the first. It's gonna go live tomorrow, right? We're not breaking any rules. 24 hours. I got this listing coming up.
Call to action.
Yeah, call to action. And that's the one thing too. Like I love seeing the first to knows. Like, hey, this is coming soon. 24 hours. Get the permission. Ask our fellow agents. And guess what? If I had a listing coming live in 24 hours, I would want everyone to promote those listings. Because guess what? I would rather work with a concepts agent than anyone. Delete that part of the video. I'm biased.
Well, just because we're the best trainer, because we have the best trainer. And that's it.
Yeah. He said it. Pocket listings, again, be careful how you promote. Talk to Michelle. That's it. Talk to your broker. Talk to Lance or Michelle. Sellers, mega open houses. Next week, we're going to have some pretty sweet training on this. So I won't go too hard and heavy, but use your open houses to, of course, attract buyers, but use these mega open houses to attract the potential sellers in the neighborhood. So that's hour and a half, 2 hours, something like that. Reverse Popeyes agent opens at the new listing. Invite their neighbors and their friends. So we're doing these agent opens, and we're asking the agents to come. blah, 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 blah. I think that's great, right? But think outside the box on how you can create agent opens to, you know, be maybe like that 4 to 7 happy hour time, and then have it, you know, also be open to potential buyers, but then also open to potential sellers. Okay, reverse pop buys. I love this idea, especially around pumpkin time, Thanksgiving time, Christmas time. You've got a listing. Of course, we'd love to have you guys host client appreciation parties at the office, but why not get some more traffic to your seller's house and say, guess what, Mr. and Ms. Seller, I have a marketing idea that I like to do. You know, St. Patty's Day is right around the corner. Wouldn't it be neat if we did some sort of open house, and I can give away green mugs for beer, or green cookies, or give this and that away, and you know, we can actually promote it to the neighborhood. We can promote it to your friends and all your family members. Let's make it a big event. Let's have a lot of people over. Guess what? You're gonna meet a lot of people that are thinking about selling, and you're their agent, because not every other agent is doing this, right? All right, I'm almost done, right? This last page. Market the listing the max. This is like something that kind of drives me crazy. I go on the MLS and I see how agents are marketing these really nice listings. You know, this is going to be one of the top 3, top 5 transactions that their client is ever going to have. They do a crappy ass job, sorry, pardon my language, of marketing it. Pictures suck, wording sucks, everything sucks. You go to the Facebook page and they're talking more about everything else other than their seller's listing, and they don't do any social media on it. They don't do any videography on it. Let's not do that anymore. Let's raise the bar. That's why these flat fee brokers, that's why for sale by owners, Craigslist is an option, because we get paid all this money to do a half-assed job. You got to do a great job. We're making a ton of money off of every single listing. And not only should we go above and beyond and do those things that I just mentioned, most agents don't do, but that's going to be an attractor. That's going to be magnetic marketing. Michael gets a brand new listing. Michael, actually, I'm going to call him out. He does a great job. Brand new listing comes up. He starts to promote it on social media, starts to story sell it. A lot of the agents in this room, guess what? He's got these professional, well, and I don't know if I've seen a lot of agents do. As soon as Jake Boyd or whoever takes those pictures, we should be sharing that. This is a new listing that's coming live. Check this out. Or if you don't want to share the whole album, give them a little sneak peek, right?
He needs to know the 24-hour rule.
Who's
He's
that?
terrible. Jake Boyd.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's just like, hey, here's a
Like,
listing
here you go.
coming next week.
I don't think everyone's there.
Thanks.
What?
I mean, it was
It's
a
fairly new,
Yeah.
As far as the 24-hour rule, but
Let him run
once,
with it with your listing.
once it goes public facing, whether that means he's posting it or whether you're sharing the information to someone outside of our brokerage, you've got 24 hours to get it listed on the MLS.
Yep.
I'm like,
So take your marketing to the max for your listings is what I'm getting at, is create the standalone website for them, because no other agent's doing that. You can do that for free on our Remax tools. You can create the vignettes. You can create awesome, beautiful, professional flyers, all within the Remax tools. Take that marketing to the max by sharing it to your sphere, posting on your social media, and putting that exposure out there, because your agent, you know, then tag your seller, right? Tag your seller, because most agents aren't doing that. And again, you know, especially like when you're looking to sell, you're looking to buy a car, all of a sudden all of our antennas are up and we're like, okay, who do we know that's an agent? Oh wait, Katie just sold her house. Let's see who her agent was, right? Some more ideas. I'm going over, guys, this is really worth our time. We've moved mailer to their sphere of influence and neighbors. When I was actively selling, I did that a lot because it gave me a great opportunity to take a picture of them in front of their house, have a picture of myself, my contact information, and send it to their sphere of influence. Say, hey, you know what? We just want to make sure everyone knows that we have now sold our house and we're moving to XYZ Main Street. We'd still love to see your Christmas cards and anything else that you guys want to sell or send. And it's got our information there, right? Oh, that's who they use for their agent. Mexing. Request updated reviews and share from your sellers. So I know we don't have 100% batting average for reviews on all of our past clients. There's never a bad time to ask, especially if you feel like, I shouldn't say especially, Probably only if you think they'll give you a 5-star review, right? Seminars, your sphere of influence. You know, we're already doing these in the listing presentations. We're already doing these at appointments. But, you know, who in your sphere is a first-time seller? Who in your sphere is going to be an empty nester? Who in your sphere knows or needs to know how to stage their home to sell? Who in your sphere needs to have great information on the smart improvements that they need to sell their home? Okay. All right, so tools and next steps. Check out first, we're gonna play a quick video, it's a couple minutes long. Hustle, we're gonna check out that real quick. I do have some next steps for those that like to read or listen to books. I've been listening to this book called The 12-Week Year by Brian P. Moran, sorry. It's a great book. It condenses what we think we have 12 months to do into 12 weeks. So one week becomes 1 day, 1 month becomes 1 week, 1 month becomes 1 quarter. And by condensing that, creating a sense of urgency and not waiting to the last quarter to hit your goals, it's pretty much accelerating all those things. So love that book. Check out BombBomb. Buffini now has it in the CRM for more video. At R4 last week, that was, you know, it's been the last few years always talking about video and why and how we should be using video to grow our business. Another thing too, we didn't really talk about this in the client compound strategy, but check out the Facebook groups. I'm on a lot of Facebook groups that I see a lot of our agents and outside agents posting on. Just listed open houses here and there. Mom's groups, dad's groups, hunting clubs, whatever. Go to those groups, swap sites, things like that, and post your stuff. You're gonna compound your opportunities tenfold with those things. Also create a budget, boosting hats, anywhere from $5 to $25 per ad. I'll tell you, you can get so much play with a $50, $100 monthly social media budget. And it's right now, I think it's the best return on money you spend other than the free CRM sphere of influence marketing. And then another next step is you got to time block your prospecting. If it's not on your calendar, it doesn't exist. And I tell a lot of agents every single time I get up here and talk, you know, hour power, at least 1 hour, if not 2 hours. That's your dedicated mandatory time to prospect. Don't have time to do this? It's because you didn't put it on your calendar. So what's your prime time to do these types of things? For most of us, it's 8 to 10. Some of us, it might be 1 to 3. I don't really have like a preference for you. That all agents are different. I like what Ryan said, 8 to 10. Okay. Bonus before we play this video and check out the sites. The 4 E's of marketing. I think it was Adam Contos that said this at R4, and I really, really picked up on it. He said the 4 E's of marketing: empathy. People love empathy. Makes them feel good. Babies, puppies, and pretty much anything that will pull at your heartstrings. People shed a tear on, go, oh, you know, those type of things. Education, people want to learn. So what can you do from a marketing standpoint that's going to educate people? How to buy a house, how to build a house, how to sell a house, how to stage a house. Entertainment, people love to be entertained. We're going to show some Remax Hustle videos that are very, very entertaining. And then execution. That's probably the most important E of marketing, is just to execute. Don't worry too much about the nuts and the bolts and all the details, just do it. I mean, I'll tell you, there's so many agents out there that just are very poor at marketing, but the one thing they're not poor at is they just do it. I'll tell you, there's some agents that I've seen over my 14 years of experience, they don't know how to spell to save their life. But then they post that on their social media and people like it, because guess what? Their sphere of influence doesn't know how to read. So they like it. So let's go and play this first. And who all knows about First? This is worth the watch. This is awesome. $54 a
biggest
month.
asset we have across all of Remax is the relationship network our agents have. And we know now from the data that we're missing 70% of the deals in that network. And now we have a product that can help us map that and win more of those listings consistently. First is a really simple mobile app. In just a few clicks, you can pull all your contacts from your email, your old emails, and your phone contacts, and your CRM in one place. And then we help you clean that up and build it out. And so we can usually take an agent database from 70 to 100 properties to over 1,000 property addresses that now they know where people live, and we can focus on people who are going to be moving. You can't follow up with 3,000 people. And so what we're able to do is focus them in on the people who are most likely to move. Not all of them will sell, but they sell at 2 to 3 times the rate of everyone else. The last thing that we do is we help you master your follow-up. And what we mean by that is getting into conversation with people at the right time. Our app is all focused on helping you follow up and get into conversation with those people first to win that listing. Our seller star system is a really, really simple way to think about where you should focus your time. If they have a star at all, they're more likely than average to move. And if you really just focus on those 3 stars, you're stacking the deck in your favor to win more listings. We're a product organization, and we hold ourselves to a really high standard, wanting this to be something that fits into your daily workflow. It's fun to use, where you can feel and see your progress. And these are not leads. These are people we already have a relationship with. We don't need more leads if we can focus our time on the right people in the best network in real estate.
If you want to better protect your sphere of influence and stay top of mind, this application is a must-have tool you will not want to miss. It's a complementary tool to help you be better at what you do, which is building and deepening relationships. Level up.
It is awesome. Did you download it, Chad? Yeah. How did it come up for you?
What do you mean?
I mean, did you get quite a few?
Yeah, so it's quite a bit. I mean, 70. They pull from all my email addresses, and then I've been going through every day, verifying properties, going on the assessor's page and kind of cross-check my So I mean, it's very easy to use, and I did the 3-month trial, so just gonna try it out.
Yeah,
So
$54 a month, right?
Yeah, but I mean, just pulling all the addresses is huge already.
And I
Yeah,
think if you pay for 1 year in advance, I think it's
still cheap.
like 35 or 36 bucks a month.
Yeah.
So it is incredible. You think of data mining, it actually goes through your contacts, looks at, I saw your eyes just bug out for a minute. Looks at what they're looking at. It looks at, different things like how long they've been in their home. I mean, just things that they are shopping for. It is ridiculous, creepy, crazy. But these are people that you already have relationships with who are likely to buy or sell a home in the near future. Don't you want to move them up to the top of the list as you're going through all of your prospects? So, I mean, I don't know that you could spend better money on it. It's just, I mean, it's amazing. It'll be available to those who did not go to convention. March 15th, I believe, is the date, 15th or 16th. And so I would watch for a big ad from Remax on that.
What's it called again?
First.
First.
Yep.
It is first.
March 15th.
Agents were downloading it last week at the convention, and the hum around the whole, I mean, there's 7,000 agents, but everyone's like, oh my God, look at all these leads we're getting. And so what it does is it analyzes your databases of predictive marketing, and it like has 700 different data points. So a little weird, a little crazy, but it's just based off of what your potential database is doing, they'll be able to track those things. And so it's actually the client compound strategy I'm talking about to the next level, because what I always tell you guys to do is, your 200, 300, 400 people, analyze, okay, who's lived in their house this long, and who's had kids, and who's had, got promotions and things like that. This is gonna automate a lot of those things. Like I was saying, 70 people that have some sort of 1, 2, 3 star that might be worth checking in with them.
That was 73 stars, and then 2 of them I know for a fact that they are actually looking right.
Boom! So it was right.
Yeah, I was on board.
Okay, one more thing, and then we'll wrap up. Hustle. Yeah, show.
Well, the last thing I wanted
question.
to share was Remax Hustle. If you haven't been in Remax Hustle, you get to it through your marketing portal. Does anyone not know where that is? So if you go into maxtech.me and then you go into your branding portal and then into marketing tools, you'll find Remax Hustle. And there are brand new custom listing videos where you put in several of the photos from your new listing, and a video is created, customized commercials that are all about use of videos, and all you have to do is upload your photo and your contact information. There's some brand new ones. And then of course, there are graphics. I don't know if you've seen anybody doing the send a welcome mat. They do that for new buyers. It's really cute. But you can create a commercial just as easy as filling out your information and then choose your commercial. Let's see if we can do an example.
Oh, do I have a great house for you guys? Flip job. Oh no, yeah, the next door neighbors are lovely. Friends. It's got tons of personality. And I will be with you guys every step of the way to West Palm.
You don't like this one?
I want this
Oh, you
one.
want, you have
Oh,
it.
yeah.
You already have it done.
Basic contact right there.
So
Is that cool or what?
just as easy as typing in your info, uploading your photo, you've got a commercial just like this that you can share. And there are
Play one more, just one
all
more.
of these, okay.
Just one more. There's some really good ones.
Do you do that one?
They're all funny and.
Hey, did you hear from the real estate agent?
No.
Anything from the agent?
No.
Anyone from the agent?
No.
Yes, yes, yes.
No. No. No.
Pretty cool, huh? All right. Michelle, anything else? Anyone have any questions on anything? Cedar Rapids have questions? You guys can turn on your mic if you have any questions.
Did you just go to remaxhustle.com on that floor?
Yeah, that should also work that way too, I think.
It should, but you'll have to log in
Rats.
with your Remax, so, yeah. Why rats?
No.
He's being sarcastic, obviously.
It's super easy.
You're really excited. Good job. Yeah.
Yes, yes, I am.
Anyone have any questions? Key thing is this is super simple. All the stuff I came over is just really just doing it. So thanks guys, thanks for coming, thanks. Thanks team from Cedar Rapids. See you guys.